So we are here in Clovis, California, and getting ready to do a little remodel. I'm going to close the door and take a little video real quick. So, existing valve, iron pipe, stepped in pretty low. It's the old Moen valve for the Chateau trim, so it just pulls straight out and left for hot and right for cold. So anyways, we're putting a new tub in here. The old tub was a steel tub, 15 inches, 30 by 60 by 15. We're putting a new Kohler tub in here, which is going to be 60 by 32 by 20. And so the plumbing needs to get raised and moved over. So we've got this moved over to 16. It's approximately it's between 16 and 16 and a quarter. When you're working with iron pipe nipples, you don't have the luxury of getting another 1/4 inch out of something. You're in between nipple sizes, so you can see it's all the way hard right on that cold water line, and so we're good there. Brand new 90s, brand new couplings, so that's our coupling nipple, 90 nipple, union, another nipple. That's your valve, and then another nipple, 90 back down. That's our pipe right there, a little 6-inch or 5.5 inch nipple coming down, and then that's your 90. And then this is stub out. This is just temporary, so you can tile. That comes out when you get ready to set your spout, and you select a pipe nipple that's the correct length and get your tub spout on. And of course this comes out and you put your shower arm on. So water's back onto the home, and I know we're gonna probably be back in here hopefully Monday or Tuesday, depending on when the tub comes, and get that set. You don't have much time to monitor anything, but what's really nice is being able to monitor plumbing for a period of time, because once you close the walls up, you just don't know. So anyways, this piping right here, you can see, union, no dripping, union, no dripping, valve, no dripping, and of course, valve, no dripping, 90s, couplings, and so pretty straightforward, not a big deal. And then riser, we gave you a new riser out of here. This guy was sitting right there, but it was cut to length like about 42, so we just made you one, put one back together. Otherwise that one would put you too tall. So you're at about 6'4", which is what we like to set it at. You can see same height as it was before, and stubbed out. And then let's take a look at that. I want to wipe this real quick, and don't see anything. One thing that I want to note right here, you can see the bend marks right here. That right there is not a jaw mark. It's actually where they've taken the pipe and they bent it forward. So what they did, they're back in the wall behind the blocking, and the pipe, so 1.5 inches back to 2 inches back, and then the pipe needs to be at the very front of the wall. So plumbers do this. We don't, but they just bent the pipe. Just took and bent it so it would get out to the front of the wall. So not our deal. That's your pipe, and iron pipe is just a horrible product, so we don't use that ever. And so like I said, water's come back onto the home. We did want to document tile while we're in here. So it's hard to look and see every piece of tile, but we're just going to kind of go and show you that there's no damage to tile. And the reason we have to do that is because in the past, multiple trades are in the bathroom, and when everybody's done, tiles cracked, and then the finger pointing begins. So we like to avoid that, just by taking a little video. So we're not working out here. We don't have tools out here, and of course when we come in and set the tub, we're gonna take another video of it. So you can see, no damage to tile. A little dirty, but no damage to tile. And of course you can pause the video, but I'll put this away and show you. So you can see here, no damage. And the reason why is they're trying to save this floor. They don't want to spend the extra money for floor when it's in good shape. It's nice tile, and so I'm trying to meet their budget, so you can see everything looks good. So we'll do the same thing when we set the tub. Not our scope of work, but blocking needs to be raised up 20 and up for the new tub, that perimeter blocking. And then of course this platform back here needs to get raised up, 20 and up. Not our deal. So anyways, this portion of the project is done. Once we get the tub set, we'll take another video and combine these two. Outside of that, this installation is done. We're in Clovis, Fresno. Okay, so we're somewhere in California doing our little remodel here. First portion of the video, it showed you the walls that were demoed back and the drain assembly. We talk a little bit about blocking and whatnot. So you see over there the block too low, so you'll need another block there. That one's too low. And you know, we tried to sneak them in behind sheetrock, but honestly, that's, you know, to get this tub in and get it cemented in correctly, the sheetrock needed to be demoed back anyways. We didn't propose any demo, but we did it anyways as a point of courtesy to the homeowner. They're the general on the job, so they don't have a laborer or a framer or anybody coming out here doing the work, so we're just trying to take the load off of them. The cavity itself is completely out of square. You can see tub touching in the back corner and touching here, comes away, and then further away, got a couple shims in there just so we don't put too much pressure on that acrylic. And then over here in the corner, you can see this whole wall flies away. You can look at the floor tiles right there, and you can see how crooked it is. That's how far the wall is out of square. So again, we dropped it below tub right here, and screw in here, screw in here. So we got, you know, 3 on this side, which is good. We've got 4 on the back side. This hasn't been framed in yet. We came and they weren't done yet, so you'll have to get at least 2 more screws in here. So just be real careful when you drill that the chuck of your drill doesn't ride on the tub, or you can put some blue tape down, something. But you know, we got all those drilled and everything's good, but you'll need at least 1, 2. So when you get this framed in, 1, 2 screws, and that's going to keep it from moving around. Homeowner requested that we set this tub on top of tile so they wouldn't have to do any demo. And as you can see, it's on top of tile. We let them know that you got a high point right here, which is this joint right here. So that's the high point. That's where it rocks. And then of course another high point here, but you can see both ends up a little bit. Not quite enough for a shim in these areas, just too close to the ground. But as you can see, the mortar down here, hopefully a little bit of light. Yeah, there you go. So you're encased. This just called for the 4 feet that are down there. Just a little bit of concrete around those. We about 3 inches of concrete across the whole bottom of this tub. So when it dries, it should be pretty solid back there. Just to review, tub is not damaged at all. No scratches, no scuffs, no chips, nothing. You'll see a little bit of deformities across the bottom, and that normally is hidden by tile. Like I say, the homeowner requested on top of tile, and we got it there. So you have to find a way to make that look nice. You know, you can caulk it, you can put some tape on it. I mean, honestly, it looks pretty good to me. As long as this isn't moving around, you're great. Valve is in. We took a video that other day, so we're not going to document it again. Water is on right now. So the valve is on. This is the old Moen Chateau valve, and you know, pressure is on to both the tub and the shower. It's not a posi-temp valve, so it flows straight through. So when you get ready to work on it, you just got to shut the water off and relieve the pressure, and you're good to go, and get your trim set. I recommend floating this out. As you can see, the tub is against framing on that side, and it's outside of drywall on this side. So this whole wall needs to get floated out, which means come back with your sheetrock. I recommend cement backerboard for this entire area, but I'm not the tile guy. But that's what I would put in once the backerboard's in, or you could certainly strip these joints out. You could put, you know, sheetrock guys have little shims that go in here and they strip out a stud. However you want to do it, it's fine, but you need to float this out and get it straight, and get this floated out like it was. So you can see you got a full 1 inch of wall surface, which means typically you got about a half inch of mud and then a 1/4 inch of tile. And so that's called thick set, which means you're 1 1/4 minimum from framing. 1 1/4 minimum. So you can go 1 1/2, you'll still be okay. You know, 1 3/4, even if you got to get, you know, real thick out here because this is so out of square. But when we're said and done, this trim needs to set. I think they make an extension kit for the Moen Chateau. I've never used one before, but you know, if you get too deep, then you can't get a hold of these screws down here and get the trim mounted. But if it's too far out, then you mount the trim and it never hits the wall once it tightens down. So just be mindful of that. This is more this is for the homeowner. As the general, this is all for the tile contractor. Just make sure that this gets installed correctly. Union is a little bit out of the wall, so of course when you put drywall back here, you'll have to notch out for that. That's fine. And then go ahead and get your tile in there. So you can see from the side, of course, keeping in mind this wall right here is about a half to, well, 3/4. You can see right there, 3/4 of an inch out of square. So if you were to take this whole thing and push it over, it's going to start burying the valve, which is fine, but just get this wall the best you can. And like I say, I can't tell a tile guy how to do his job because I'm not a tile guy. Anyways, everything looks good. With the floor, we took a picture the other day, and we're not going to take another video of the floor. We kept it covered with paper the whole time we're setting the tub, and So we're going to have the homeowner come in and inspect this and sign off. We will send them a document later asking them to sign saying the floor is not damaged, the tub is not damaged. That way, once we leave, we know everything's in good shape. And outside of that, this installation is done.